And now somebody without understanding would think that that's talking about an actual nation.
Right.
But it's talking about Israelites that came from a Gentile's religion or Gentile state of mind to Judaism. That's all it means. And also, see, it's not just that. It's not only talking about a Gentile religion, because you had Israelite foreigners. Give me 1 Corinthians 12:1. You had Israelites that became strangers to the nation of Israel by following the customs of the other nations. They became proselytes because they came back from worshiping the other nations and their idols back to being an Israelite. But then you also had Jews, Israelites, and then we got to get Acts the 8th chapter. Then you had Jews, Israelites that knew that they were Jews, that were living in these lands. You even had Jews in Israel and Jerusalem that knew that they were Jews, but they became converted or proselytized to following Yahushua.
Right.
Like Paul. Paul was a proselyte. He was a Jew, but he was doing according to the customs of the Jews, following the law to the T. Right. Then when Yahushua came to him and knocked him off the horse, he converted him. So he became a proselyte to follow Yahushua, even though he already knew he was a Jew. So there's two different types of proselytization, if that's even a word, you know? Or there's two words or two forms of being proselytized. One is if you're a Jew, an Israelite. I ain't talking about them rat bastards. I'm talking about the real Jews, the so-called Negroes, or Israelite that knows that they're Israelite, but accepts Yahushua, so to speak, or converts to a following after Yahushua, or a guy, an Israelite that's just straight out bugged out worshiping idols and comes back to being an Israelite following Yahushua. That's the process.
That's right.
So read that, brother.
1 Corinthians 12:1.
This is one example of being proselytized. Go ahead.
Now concerning spiritual gifts, brethren, I would not have you ignorant. Ye know that ye were Gentiles, carried away unto these dumb idols, even as ye were led.
Right. Now concerning spiritual gifts, brethren, I would not have you to ignorant. You know that you were Gentiles. See, key word, were Gentiles.
Right.
Because the Gentiles are Gentiles straight up.
Right.
They cannot be Gentiles.
Right.
That's who they are. So these people here, they were Israelites, but they became Gentiles. How did they become Gentiles? You know that you were Gentiles,
right,
carried away unto these dumb idols, even as you were led. That's what caused them to become uncircumcised. And there's many scriptures on that. Now let's go to the book of Acts, the 8th chapter. And there's a lot of meat in there, but we're just gonna jump to the point. Start at 24.
Acts chapter 8, verse 24. Then answered Simon and said, Pray ye to the Lord for me, that none of...
25.
Alright, 25th verse. And they, when they had testified and preached the word of the Lord, returned to Jerusalem and preached the gospel in many villages of the Samaritans.
Why? Because you had Israelites that were in Samaria still. Go ahead.
And the angel of the Lord spake unto Philip, saying, Arise and go toward the south unto the way that goeth down from Jerusalem unto Gaza, which is desert.
Go ahead.
And he arose and went, and behold, a man of Ethiopia.
Right, now this man of Ethiopia, they'll read this and they'll think that's talking about an actual Ethiopian. No, this was a man that was an Israelite. He knew that he was an Israelite. But he was just a eunuch in Ethiopia. That was his job. He was a eunuch and he took care of this particular queen's riches. Go ahead.
And eunuch of great authority under Candace, queen of the Ethiopians.
Go ahead.
Who had the charge of all her treasure, and had come to Jerusalem for to worship.
That's how you know he was an Israelite. He came to Jerusalem for to worship.
Right.
Who did, in Deuteronomy, the 16th chapter, it says all the males of who? Those are the Israelite males.
Right.
They're supposed to come to Jerusalem 3 times in the year to worship the Most High. So
right,
he was on his way there to Jerusalem to worship. Go ahead.
Was returning and sitting in his chariot, read Isaiah the prophet.
Right, and the scripture he was reading was Isaiah the 53rd chapter. Go ahead.
Then the Spirit said unto Philip, Go near and join thyself to this chariot.
Go ahead.
And Philip ran thither to him, and heard him read the prophet Isaiah, and said, understandest thou what thou readest?
Right there.
And he said, How can I, except some man should guide me? And he desired Philip that he would come up and sit with him.
Go ahead.
The place of the scripture which he read was this. He was led as a sheep to the slaughter, and like a lamb dumb before his shearer, so opened he not his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
In his humiliation his judgment was taken away, and who shall declare his generation? For his life is taken from the earth.
Go ahead.
And the eunuch answered Philip and said, I pray thee, of whom speaketh the prophet this? Of himself, or of some other man? Then Philip opened his mouth and began at the same scripture and preached unto him Yahushua.
So basically what happened? The man became a proselyte because he understood the scriptures. I'm sorry, he didn't understand the scriptures. He knew about the scriptures. He was reading it.
Right.
But he didn't have the understanding. So what did Philip do? He opened up his understanding. Thereby what? Making him a proselyte,
Right.
a convert, bringing him to the truth. All right? Go ahead.
Okay. 36th verse. And as they went on their way, they came unto a certain water. And the eunuch said, See, here is water. What doth hinder me to be baptized? And Philip said, If thou believest with all thine heart, thou mayest. And he answered and said, I believe that Yahushua is the Son of the Most High.
That's what he got baptized into.
Right.
You know, and that baptism was all really it was all symbolic.
Right.
It wasn't something that they did that back then because it was symbolic. It was leading to Yahushua, beginning with John the Baptist. That's all it was. It was symbolic. It wasn't something that we supposed to have to keep today, because the word is what baptizes you now. Go ahead, brother.
Ephesians chapter 5 verse 26.
Mm-hmm.
That he might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of water by the word.
That he may sanctify and cleanse it by the washing of water by the word. So when Philip dunked the eunuch in the river, that he became baptized,
right.
But that was symbolic of what was to come. Go ahead.
Okay, so back in that was it pretty much in
yeah, read the next verse.
Okay, so lock it. All right, 39. And when they were come up out
38.
I'm sorry, 38. I'm sorry. Acts chapter 8 verse 38. And he commanded the chariot to stand still, and they went down both into the water, both Philip and the eunuch, and he baptized him.
He baptized him into what? Yahushua.
Right.
Go ahead.
39th verse. And when they were come up out of the water, the Spirit of the Lord caught away Philip, that the eunuch saw him no more, and he went on his way rejoicing.
So basically the Spirit made Philip disappear from his presence.
Damn.
Go ahead. Which he could have probably went up in a chariot,
Right.
or the Lord could have just caused him to disappear. You know? It doesn't say specifically what happened, but you know, if you read between the lines, so to speak, you put it together. Go ahead.
But Philip was found at Azotus, and passing through he preached in all the cities, till he came to Caesarea.
Right. So that's mainly the point. You know, there's other scriptures on conversions, but that's one of the main scriptures on the proselytizing. And I'm just gonna read this real quick. And this is a free dictionary. It's called a free dictionary. This is an online dictionary, and we looked at the word proselytes. And the word proselyte is a new convert to a doctrine or religion, to proselytize a person. That's the word I was trying to say earlier. To engage in proselytization. All right, and it's basically a term to that means to convert somebody from their present state of mind to the truth.
Right.
And mainly to Yahushua. And it's talking about Israelites. So with that, we're going to close. I hope you brothers learned something. And until the next time, we'll say shalom.
Shalom.